You're listening to N21FM, a Pokemon podcast. My name is Glenn Seaman, and I'm joined by a familiar face. One more familiar if you are a patron, Jake Young. Jake, how are you doing today?
Hello, hi, how's it going?
It's going pretty good.
I'm doing all right.
I'm glad to
Hanging
hear
in there.
that. Now, Jake, the last time you were on the main episode was
A while ago.
It's been some time. It was like early season 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was maybe January of 26 this year.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, it's been a hot second.
Wow, really? That's crazy.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
that
Well,
was Mega Evolution pre-release.
that's right. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, I'm glad to have you back.
it's good to be
We
back.
had you also recently last week on N21 Plus, the bonus show,
Yep.
where we talked about what your Orlando experience, yours and Johnny's both, since
the regionals, yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Well, that's good. Are you doing well today? Are you having a good Monday?
Yeah,
Good
you know, the
420, as
day's
it
been
were?
long. The 20th day of the 4th month of the year. Yes, it's been safe and sane, and I remain sober despite myself.
Well,
You know.
all right then. Well, that's good. Sobriety is cool. I am also sober. I'm on the job hunt right now, and I can't imagine that folks are going to be taking too kindly to inebriation of any sort.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword there, you know.
It is.
Live your life and then can't pay your bills.
Yep. So I choose my bills to be paid.
Yeah, I also choose this man's bills.
Yeah, that's okay. There'll come a time for inebriation, and it'll be a joyous occasion.
It's usually about 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 8 o'clock here, though. So that means it's time for N21FM, a Pokemon podcast. Now, like I said, the last time you were on, it was on N21 Plus, which you can, folks at home can see over on Patreon. Patreon.com/Terminal Creative, where there are 3 tiers right now at $1 a month, $5 a month, and $10 a month. That is a very front-loaded deal. The $1 a month tier gets you the following. You get early access to the show every week, as well as access to N21 Plus, the bonus episode. We've got a couple of cool episodes there. We've got, obviously, like I said, the post-Orlando interview with Jake and Johnny. We've got Booze and Battle number 3 with Johnny, where we played N Zoroark EX versus Mega Diancie EX. It was a very fun match. If you're not familiar, Booze and Battle is our custom drinking game where anytime your opponent takes a prize card in the Pokemon TCG, you take a beer shot. And we did a best of 3, and it ended with Johnny chugging down about 4 beers. So
Yeah, I think we tried to do the math on the Patreon, and it was like 6 beers or something that you can drink max for the thing.
yeah, you can have a bad time
in about an hour, right?
Yeah.
6 beers in an hour. That'll get you there, probably.
Oh, certainly.
And get me there, absolutely. So.
Oh yeah, I'm not a beer guy, so that'll certainly get me where I'm going, I suppose. Yep. But that is at the $1 a month tier. You get both of those shows. You get early access. Also, I think there's still an RSS feed in play. I need to do some tweaking to look at it to make sure that everything's good. But you should also be able to use that to access this show through the Patreon app on Spotify without having to deal with all that nonsense. If it doesn't work like that, please give me the feedback in the comments below so I can tweak it and adjust it. But as far as I understand, it should be in good shape to do that. Plenty of content in the backlog as well. We had some Pokemon hot takes on N21 Plus and a whole lot more stuff. We had some bonus interviews with folks like For the Win TCG, some other old stuff, but it's worth looking at. At the $5 tier, you can also. Yeah. Oh, it is. And those early episodes are something special to watch, man.
It's the creative process. Boy, she's
a
fickle mistress.
Indeed. And at that $5 tier, you can also have your questions read on the show and get access to our guest list where each month, if we're having guests that we're interviewing, you can get a peek ahead and just see who that's going to be before anybody else knows. And you'll be able to have your questions for them as well as us asked on the show, have those write-ins addressed. That's all over at patreon.com/terminal creative. The $10 a month tier that I did mention is a producer credit. You get your name right at the end of the show. We have not had someone there in a little bit, but I'm hoping to populate it soon. But enough about us. Enough about the Patreon and how you can give me your money. I want to talk about the news. It's a kind of slow week here, but there's some really interesting stuff happening. These first several articles come to us from Pokemon.com. Lots of P words in this show.
Pokemon.
So Pokemon does this really cool thing where as soon as I wrap recording, they like to release really important news. So as soon as we wrapped last week, the list of pre-release promos were dropped for the upcoming Ninja Spinner. Well, not Ninja Spinner. It's called Chaos Rising in the States and the rest of the world. It is the next set coming out for the Pokemon TCG, releasing on May 22nd, so about a month away. But yes, those pre-release promos were announced on April 13th, and they are the following. It is a Delphox, along with an Ampharos, a Goodra, and a Crobat from this set. They're really interesting cards. I guess I'll real quick just read off the ability of these guys, just so we can be quick. Delphox has an ability where you can discard a basic fire from your hand and draw until you have 7 cards in hand. And then for 2 fire, it'll do 30 for each energy attached to all of your all Pokemon in play, not just yours. Ampharos has an ability that says if you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent, attacks done by this Pokemon do 80 more damage to your opponent's active. And then it has for a lightning and a colorless, you do a 140, and during your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. There is a Crobat that has the ability Nighttime Maneuvers, where once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you can use this ability to search your deck for a card, shuffle your deck, and put that card on top of it. And then for 1 Darkness Energy, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned, and it does 80 damage. The last card is, of course, that Goodra, which has the ability Slimy Sliding. Where when your opponent's active Pokemon retreats, your opponent flips a coin, and if tails, energy for its retreat cost is not discarded, and they don't switch Pokemon. This effect of Slimy Sliding doesn't stack, and then for a Water and a Psychic, you do 160, and you discard the top card of your deck. That's a lot of word salad, so I apologize if you zoned out for a second. But it's some really interesting abilities for the Pokemon pre-release stuff. I think what's most curious about it, and Jake, I'd love to get your insight on this, especially as someone who kind of got their sea legs in pre-release. What do you think of all of these guys being on a stage 2?
Now that you mention, I actually hadn't thought about it. Stage 2 being kind of, it slows the game down, right? When you're basically stacking your deck full of 1 Pokemon line, especially in pre-release, right? We're talking about the pre-release format. What 40 card
Yep.
deck, 4 prize card, yeah.
That's right.
So, you're basically half of the Pokemon in your deck are going to be, excuse me, one of these Pokemon lines. I'll be interested to see kind of what they pair them with. I think all of these abilities are really strong. I think that Ampharos feels the weakest, mainly because of the attack. Not being able to attack it the next turn with 2 retreat costs is kind of hard. The Delphox seems pretty strong to me. The Crobat, I think I really like the Crobat. I just like Crobat, but the Crobat,
Yeah.
I mean, not just away from all these abilities are strong, but just away from the ability, one dark energy for 80 damage and poison and confused I mean, I'm not an expert here, so take it with a grain of salt, but it sounds pretty fast and pretty annoying to deal with. one energy retreat cost for 130. Not, not the beefiest Pokemon compared to these other ones, but definitely fast. Um, and dark. I mean, they're displaying what Punk Helmet and Grimsley in this I guess promo image. So presumably they'll be maybe in these pre-release decks. But Grimsling out a Crobat sounds pretty strong.
Oh
Like
yeah,
just throwing it down, attaching an energy, swinging.
yeah.
Um, I really, I kind of when I was reading the Gudra also, it is kind of confusing the way that it's phrased, but it basically means that if you have two Gudra on the board, only one effect of the ability happens, right? So
Yeah.
you can't have two and then them have to flip two coins to see if they retreat or not. It just negates retreating. But I actually really like uh, this Gudra, not even just in like a pre-release format, but we'll talk a little bit later about the new cards coming out. But even I think this could be viable in a like a standard deck. Even it might be a little too slow as like a something to build around. It could be maybe like a GLC mon, but for a water and a
Sure.
psychic and 160 for you discard your top card, whatever it was, um, on top of denying retreat, like you're holding whatever, I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me.
Sure.
Some of my favorite type of cards are like that, like Flygon from that Mega Evolution was a kind of a play it until it dies type card. Um,
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see kind of what they give us to play with. I think that the pre-release format, I wish that there was more love for kind of the smaller deck with the 4 prize cards in like events and stuff, because I think it's so easy to get into. I've mentioned this before
Yeah.
on that podcast, but it's so easy to get into, and it's easy to kind of just like fire and go.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the pre-release build in battle format is really underutilized in like events and things like that. But I also kind of understand to an extent kind of organizers are coming from, in that it'd be hard to organize because you're basically adding an extra round into playtime to build your deck. Um, but I think it should still be used more frequently. And you had mentioned, by the way, and I guess this is more kind of getting back into like what the cards are. First of all, I'm excited to see a new Gudra with like an ability that's disruptive to your opponent's retreating and energy attachments and all this other stuff. What I'm most curious about, obviously, Delphox is going to be good. It's probably going to be a great GLC card. But Crobat seems really, really excellent for a couple reasons. Obviously, you've got Helmet, you've got Grimsley's move, but something else that's coming out with this set, and this is using the Pokebeach Ninja Spinner set lists and translations. There is a card coming out called Roxy's Performance. It is a supporter that says during your opponent's next turn, their poisoned Pokemon can't retreat. This includes newly poisoned Pokemon. So what you can do theoretically, right, is you can take your Crobat. You can, if you don't Grimsley it out, you just evolve it manually, normal. First of all, you get Smooth Over, which is an old Mag Cargo card, had this a similar ability to Nighttime Maneuvers, just with a less potent attack and less HP by a long shot. But being able to just grab whatever card, you put it on the top of your deck, and then Poison, Confuse, and Retreat Lock all for 1 energy is really, really potent. I think it's really curious. And another thing that's interesting is if you really want to chain these guys, you could Nighttime Maneuvers into another Grimsley's move and get multiple Crobats set up. I mean, think about it like this. Imagine a world where you have a couple Crobats on your bench at the same time. You do a couple of Nighttime Maneuvers, or you do 1 Nighttime Maneuvers, Grimsley it out, and then get something else ready for the next turn. Um, it's curious to me. I think it's a cool idea for an engine. It's a cool premise for a pre-release deck. And I think being able to effectively do 100 damage, 130 if your opponent flips tails, on a Crobat that retreat locks is pretty strong. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. I like all these guys. I am bummed that Ampharos is bad because I love Ampharos as a Pokemon, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, who knows what they're gonna pair it with, because maybe there's something in there that makes it viable. I mean, speaking specifically about like pre-release, but I'm not seeing anything that's incredibly interesting. Just not familiar with the cards, but uh,
Yeah.
it, the can't attack on next turn is pretty rough.
Yeah, it's not great in pre-release format for sure. I think the best thing they could pair it with would be Judge, where you and your opponent both shuffle and draw 4. But that kind of effect is normally more potent when you have a strong attack that's got a high energy cost, and the ability makes it so that if you had the same number of cards in your hand, it costs substantially less energy.
Right.
I think that design is a little more fun and more effective, but I can't be too mad. So
Yeah. Or just an easy way to retreat, right? Retreat out of
yeah,
the fatigue without having to sacrifice your energy.
true.
I do agree.
I'm
Oh,
sure
go
they'll
ahead.
probably print like an air balloon in the pre-release kit, so you
Oh, yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
retreat for free,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
probably only one, if any. So I
I
don't
do
know.
agree that the Crobat, I really enjoy what was it? It was the Absol. The Absol was too strong in the Mega Evolution pre-release.
Oh yeah,
One colorless, draw 2 cards. That
yes,
Johnny was clowning on it, and I was like, nah, that thing is too strong, dude. Um,
yeah.
but just the dark type, I guess archetype it's technical in a way that's fun, and I think that
Hmm.
that's gonna kind of give it some popularity in play.
Yeah, certainly so. Um, that's really all I've got to say about these pre-release promos. Is there anything you wanted to look at over this master set and see kind of what they these decks might get that would make them really
The Mega
special in any
Dragalge
way?
is drawing my eye pretty hard. The Mega Dragalge is with the Gudra.
Mm,
Let's see, the for 2 colorless, the Mega Dragalge 330 Dragon type. For 2 colorless, discard all Pokemon tools and special energy from all of your opponent's Pokemon. Right? For a water
crazy.
and a dark, pernicious poison, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. During your Pokemon checkup, place 16 damage counters on on that Pokemon instead of 1, right?
Yeah.
So with the Gudra being able to potentially retreat lock, um, instead of allowing them to, clear your poison, uh, the saving grace for the Dragalge is that it, you're always getting that at least that one tick of poison, but being
Hmm.
able to consistently, well, semi consistently get 2. I mean, what's surviving maybe Mega Kang? I guess maybe another Dragalge surviving 2 ticks of the poison, but
Sure.
you're
320 is
switching.
a lot.
It's a lot of yeah, it's a lot of damage counters.
I'm curious
So
about
something like
something
that.
as well.
Um,
Please continue. I'm looking up a card real quick. Um,
the what was I looking at? There was the Esper, which I think uh we might talk about a little bit later when we talk about the Darkrai set. The Esper 60 HP psychic for 1 psychic energy buddy attack, plus 10 damage, or 10 damage plus. If you've played Emma from your hand this turn, this attack does 60 more damage. And Emma is a supporter that says your opponent reveals their hand, draw cards equal to the number of Pokemon in their hand. Right. So I don't think that Emma is necessarily going to get a lot of play, like 2-3 copies.
right.
But who knows? Maybe these decks are going to be like, yeah, I have like 2 copies of Gumi, a Sliggoo, and 2 Gudras, and my 3 copies of Dragalge, and that's my deck. And so maybe you're drawing cards with Emma, but I think that it's just like it's kind of a funny thought to have like drop turn 2 as Esper with a psychic energy and pull an Emma and then swing for 70,
Yeah,
like
I can see that
potentially
vision.
potentially clearing a basic off the board.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
very niche, just kind of funny to me.
Yeah. Well, I think another cool play with the Dragalge, and I talked about it a little bit when I think Johnny and I first went over this major set, is you can also just, if you don't have to Crispin to get your Dragalge powered up, you can just Roxy's performance again and then guarantee that retreat lock and the poison swing it hitting pretty much 320
Oh yeah, yeah,
guaranteed.
yeah, yeah.
So, it's pretty interesting. But I do love poison decks. I think they're really sweet. Uh and I'm always excited to see more of them. I'm pretty hype about this guy. I just I wish I could remember the name of the stadium, but there's one that makes your opponent's Pokemon take more poison damage if they're not a dark type. And I wanted to see if it was rotated or not. I just don't recall exactly what the name of it was.
Yeah, I know which card you're talking about. I don't know the name of the card either. There's a Metagross in this set that might be unplayable, but it's for 1 metal energy, bounce back, 60 damage. Your opponent switches their active Pokemon when they're benched. Um,
Mm,
interesting. For three metal energy and a colorless metallic hammer, 150 damage plus. You may discard 3 metal energy from this Pokemon and have this attack do 150 more damage.
mm.
So heavy hitter, big swings. Um, now that you mentioned it before, right? Stage 2 Pokemon. Um, a lot of stage 2 Pokemon in this set.
Yeah.
Uh, kind of interesting.
It certainly seems like they're trying to slow the game down a lot. And I'm happy about that. I think that it could for sure stand to slow down a bit. Um it's been such a fast game for such a long time that it's nice to see things slowing down, at least in this limited way, or them adding perhaps maybe just some more ways to be effective as a stage 2 deck. Which of course, I mean Dragapult, the best deck in format, is obviously a stage 2 deck, but adding some more variety is always a good thing. So, I'm happy to see that.
It's the spice of life.
It is. And this set is spicy. There's a whole lot of variety in here. I am worried a little bit about, of course, this one major card that I fear will be annoying in pre-release particularly, but it will also be annoying in standard, is that special red card item that says you can only play this if your opponent has 3 or less prize cards remaining. Your opponent shuffles their hand and puts it on the bottom of the deck, then their opponent draws 3 cards. That just seems annoying to play against. So,
Yeah, especially as an item card, right?
yeah, you get to do that
That's
and boss's orders. Like that's just
it's kind of
that's what
nutty.
made Dragapult so strong, was being able to counter catcher and like Iono your opponent so frequently. So I'm a little concerned about what special red card's going to do, but we'll just kind of have to see how that goes.
Yeah, this looks like an almost toxic card. Like this is like you
Yeah,
play at least 2 of these in your deck every single time
yeah.
type
This
deal.
is like a Meowth EX type deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are you satisfied talking about the pre-release guys?
Yeah, I without reading walls of text on my screen, I'm really interested to, I guess, like myself, I not knowing everything that's I need to catch up. Kind of getting in kind of at a good jumping off point with the new format, or the new cards kind of rotating out right after regionals and the new format coming in. We're getting all these new interesting cards. The game is slowing down a little bit. I think honestly, like for a lot of people, it's probably a good time to just jump in if you've ever been interested in just learning the game, right?
Yeah.
Um, a lot of
Rotation's always
interesting
been good.
decks, a lot of interesting decks, a lot of interesting just applications for the mechanics. I'm interested to see if we find any of those teal mask ogre pawn quirks
Yeah.
in the near future with all these new sets coming out, but we'll
I'm sure we'll
see.
get something that's like a little ridiculous later on. We always do. We always get one card that's like, oh, we didn't really consider this until, oh, excuse me, I'm yawning. Until we had this other card in the format, and then it made it really crazy broken and good. So I mean, there's always going to be those kinds of moments, and they're always exciting. So I'm happy for it. I'm eager to see what it will look like.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Um,
I'm excited to go build some decks and play some games, man.
yeah, outstanding. Well, we've got a couple more news articles from Pokemon.com to go through real quick for some other games that are not the TCG. First of all, for those of you who are rocking with Pokopia right now, there is a current event that should be live at the time of this going live on free feeds. I think on Patreon too, but provided I get it up tomorrow. But there is a Bulbasaur jump rope event. Apparently, there is a mini game in Pokopia where you can just play jump rope with Bulbasaur. High score is I don't remember if there's any specific rewards for this, but it seems like yeah, so in another player's world, both the host and the guests can participate in the jump rope contest, including those playing in spectator mode. The highest number of jumps recorded by any participating player will become that world's high score, but only their host receives prizes. On let's see here. Is there any description of what these prizes are? I don't
It's
see
it's the
any.
satisfaction of defeating your opponents.
Yeah, I guess so.
You actually
Just
just
know that
rip
you're a
the
better
skull out of all the other dittos and you hold it like a predator.
True. It's really grim. I was surprised that this game was able to secure the E rating after they announced that
It's because the
feature.
blood is pink. That's
Ugh,
why,
I should have known.
it looks like
And the
bubble
skull is
gum.
just a dust skull. So,
Yeah, because they
hey,
couldn't use Cubone. It was too sad.
yeah. Unfortunate. But yeah, if you want to jump rope with Ditto and Bulbasaur, like be please do. Enjoy it. I keep hearing nothing but good things about Pokopia, so if you like jumping rope,
That makes it
do
sound
it
like you've
up.
never played Pokopia before.
So I haven't. I do not own a Switch 2.
Neither do I. It's always good to talk
Mm,
about things that you have zero experience with.
yeah.
What do you think about uh Nintendo out Nintendoing themselves with this thing?
What do you mean by that?
So Animal Crossing is a Nintendo property,
Sure.
and Pokopia is a Nintendo property. Kind
Yes.
of in a roundabout way, right? But this is like the popularity of this thing is, I mean, this is like it's a Switch 2 seller, right? This is like people
Mm-hmm.
bought the Switch 2 for this game. Um, and by all accounts, it's like one of the best Pokemon games to come out in years.
It
It
is
has
it is
it,
statistically the best actually. It's got the highest score.
there you go. The numbers don't lie. Um, but like it looks really fun. I'm an old man.
Yeah,
But I envy those who have disposable income.
as do
Um,
I.
the jump rope games in games scratch an itch for me where it's,
Mm.
like you got to do it 100 times to get the achievement.
Yeah, number go up.
Number go up, dude.
I like it.
Big fan of number go up.
Yeah, Pokopia interests me a lot. I also wish I had a Switch 2 for it. Um, if we can get the tax situation, I had to file for an extension. This is a lot of personal business, but there was some stuff going on for my taxes where I had to file an extension. And if we can get it worked out where we've got a sizable return, we might see about picking up a Switch 2 because I'd really love to play
Yeah.
Pokopia. Obviously, like for the show and just for my own enjoyment as well. I mean, this is Koei Tecmo, their Omega Force who did this. This is the same people who made Dragon Quest Builders,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
had a ton of critical acclaim.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that DNA is very evident in the gameplay I've seen, where it's very also subversively story driven. It is like you'd think initially, oh, this is going to be like an Animal Crossing like, but there seems to be a whole lot of depth to the story, from what I understand. Learning about the history of the humans on these islands and in these worlds. So I'm I'd love to experience it for myself. I think by the time I get to, it'll just be time for winds and waves, but
Yeah.
I definitely want to play that too.
Yeah. The winds and waves, not to talk about things that aren't on the docket, but
Oh,
winds
that's
and
fine.
waves is like it'll probably give it back in to like a mainline video game
Yeah.
Pokemon. It honestly kind of depends on the style of combat they use, because I don't think that I can wrap my head around the ZA Scarlet Violet type of combat, but I have obviously heard amazing things about Arceus,
Hmm.
Legends Arceus, and it's that style of combat too. So maybe I just need to try it to figure it out. But I'm so competitively minded when it comes to like Pokemon champions and smoking, doing
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I was just gonna ask if you'd played any champions.
I have not played champions.
Mm.
I actually don't really know much about it other than it's like the Pokemon Company's kind of attempt to make a showdown without showdown. I think if I remember correctly, Johnny's opinion was that just go play showdown because it's like the best way to do all that stuff. Like we don't need Steak Shake and showdown. We just need showdown.
Yeah, so the premise of Champions is really to be the competitive suite for Pokemon VGC, where you don't have where they're able to kind of have a controlled environment where they can adjust the meta and certain strategies and tweak Pokemon accordingly without having to affect the mainline game's PvE environments, which I think makes it a really beneficial game. They have a very small pool of Pokemon and moves and abilities and items, but I think it makes a more competitive and more interesting metagame overall. Because I mean, it takes the sample size from 1,000 plus Pokemon down to about 180, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Obviously, we'll talk about that in our what we're playing section, but it'd be worth looking into because I've heard Johnny's sentiment about it being like worse showdown pretty exclusively to if you were wanting to play like Gen 3 and Gen 4 and like old retro formats. This is
Sure,
not
sure.
something
Yeah,
that is going to support anything other than what's brand new.
right.
But if you want to jump on and try something brand new, it's very good at that. And I think it sets you up with enough stuff that you can really get in there and experience it.
Sure.
Especially for even casual players. Like if you've played Pokemon Go and leveled up your guys and grabbed like, oh, I got like a Meganium from Pokemon Go just from it being my buddy and walking with me. Like you can transfer that to Champions and have it be competitive,
Hmm.
which I think is cool. So that's all I've got to really say about that, though, as far as what Champions is. But like I said, like Pokopia is really interesting. I I don't know. I hope they add something to these events where they have like rewards.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
mean, it's kind of weird because like we're talking about we played this children's card game for children, and we're talking about the children's video game for children. And
true.
and Nintendo's staunchly against like achievements and things like that. Like
Yeah.
they like when your achievements in games give you like an in-game item, but they don't like things tied to your account.
Yeah.
Um, so it's kind of interesting that they, like what is the as someone who just straight up doesn't know, like what you were talking, like you get prizes for it. Is it like giving you rare resources? Is it like what are you getting for it?
I'm sure what it'll end up being ultimately is like furniture. Like
Yeah, number
so
go up
like some kind of
honestly. Like
some kind
that's
of statue,
yeah.
like a little sign, a little badge by your name or something like
Maybe it's a
that.
Bulbasaur statue that you can stick in your town.
That could be
And for
cool.
every event, there's a different Pokemon. You get a statue affiliated with that Pokemon to
That'd be cool.
tell the story of all the events that you've. I gotta go. I gotta go call somebody. I gotta go call John Pokemon.
Yeah, I think you're onto something. And they could be different colors too. We could get like a
Oh, dude.
bronze and a gold and a silver.
Okay. Nah, see.
Sorry
Oh,
if you heard sirens by the way just now. There's like a pretty substantially sized fire, um, not too terribly far from my abode. I'm not in imminent danger, but there is a fire out there.
if
So
you hear screaming later, you'll know
yeah,
that he was in fact in imminent danger.
if the room starts getting really orange, then
Mm,
there might be a problem. But
yep.
until that moment comes to pass, bear with me. All right. Another speaking of more events. Oh gosh, I've got something in my eye. I'm gonna have to read a
Is
little
it a
bit.
sparkle?
No, it's like it's something
It's
awful. Um,
it's a cockroach.
it's not a cockroach. It's not as bad as a cockroach. When I've been wearing my glasses for too long, my eyelids get really oily, and then if I rub my
Yeah.
eyes, the oil gets in my eyes,
Oh,
and I can't
yep.
see anything.
I yep.
Yeah,
I'm aware
but
of that.
in Legend ZA, something else we spoke about briefly, there is a new ranked season coming, starting April 22nd at 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. It'll run through May 13th till 9:59 p.m. EDT. This originally had it in like Pacific Daylight Time, but I think we all know that Eastern is the only time zone that really matters. So I converted it for you. You're welcome. I don't have any skin in the game when it comes to ZA, so I'll have nothing to say about this. But I guess if you want more rewards, then you're welcome to go out there and do your thing in Legends ZA. Jake, do you have any thoughts on this?
I do actually. This is one of those things. Season 10. I guess that game's been out for a while, right?
When did it come out?
The when ZA was first coming out, they had discussed putting, these
Wow, it's only
mega
been since October.
six months, 6 months, going on 7,
Yeah,
maybe half a year. Um, but they had discussed putting these mega stone into the PvP ranked system, and it kind of
yeah,
rubbed me the wrong way.
I
And
agree.
I kind of like, shrugged at it, thinking, like there's probably going to be other ways for them to, or the barrier to ranking to get this to the items are, it's going to be probably pretty low. And I think this article describes that it is, right, from rank Y to S, right? So they have like
Hmm.
this whole ranking system that goes through the letters, kind of the end of the alphabet being the lowest, and then as you go up, it's higher.
Yeah,
Um, but as someone who does armchair video game design, the right, what would the Pokemon company's impetus to do this be? I guess to like get people to engage with the system, right? Just like get people to play PvP. But Pokemon, as much as I enjoy like competitive battling, it's very difficult. It's like it's not, it's sweaty in there.
yeah,
And if I just want to get my Greninjite, which I think is an awful word, but
yeah.
um
Sounds like a disease. It's like
yeah.
gangrene.
Oh god.
I got a bad case of Greninjite.
Keep your Greninjite away from me.
Yuck.
Um like I just want to get it. I want to do the thing in the story that gets me the thing, because I saw that Greninja's my favorite Pokemon, and I saw that it was getting a mega. Holy crap! Let's
Yeah,
and I'm still a bit ambivalent about the whole thing. Like I'm not playing the game. It's a Pokemon game that I just haven't engaged with, but I
sure.
do like the Pokemon. I'm not, Sceptile was my favorite Gen 3 starter, and that is locked behind this ranking as well. So if it's one of those things where if you like, if you always rank up to the rank that gives you all of the Mega Stones after you play 3 PvP battles, win or lose, great. But if I got to
Yeah,
rank up to like, platinum tier or whatever it is to get, Blazikenite,
yeah.
it's probably just a bridge too far for most people. Like I'm never going to dedicate that much time into it. And like for what? Like I just want to play my Pokemon game, man.
Yeah, I kind of reject the idea that a Pokemon game that isn't specifically designated as a PvP title. So, what I mean by that is a game like Champions or like the TCG. I reject the idea that a game that isn't one of those two things should be a live service. Because in my mind, I saw Legends ZA get revealed, and I was very excited. I was like, okay, cool, another Legends game. We get to have, a cool look at like the lore and like an alternate world of things. And we got to that to an extent, but then they're adding these seasons of things, and it just feels off-putting because my expectation going into Legends ZA was, okay, this will be like, I don't know, a 30-hour game. Get in, get out, experience the new megas, play the new systems, meet all the new people. Probably not 30 hours, probably like close for like 50, 60 in reality. But So I kind of reject the idea that this single player romp should have had this like loop of season over season getting new things, just because I don't picture that when I think about Pokemon as a franchise outside of the competitive scene.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I think that you also still have to buy what Nintendo Online to play PvP. So like you still have to
Yep,
subscribe to a service,
you got to have
which is
NSO.
um, kind of yuck.
Mm-hmm.
It also, this now that I'm putting brain space to it, this harkens back to when we were playing Blue and Red and Gold and Silver, and I wanted my Gengar and you wanted your Alakazam.
Yeah,
And I have to try, like I played those games by myself. I didn't have a lot of friends.
yeah,
So those Pokemon were just never available to me because I could never trade to get them, and it was always
yeah.
the thing where I trade it to you, you trade it to me back because I want my Gengar and you want your Alakazam, it's
Right,
like
right.
this is so it harkens back to that thing where it's like it's forcing you to engage in a system that um is it maybe it's not for you. I mean, maybe there's a ton of people that are playing it. Who knows?
Maybe.
But for me, I do agree. Like the mainline Pokemon games for me have always been like a PVE experience,
Yeah,
and um, for better and for worse, I really do love when this kind of calls back to like the Kaizo ROM hacks and nuzlocking and stuff. Like I would love if Sword and Shield was like a hardcore game. It's not going to be, but like if there was like for example like the Battle Frontier where it was like, you know what? All of these Pokemon are competitive. They're all holding items, like you're level locked to like go play the game. Like so let's test your metal here a little bit.
yeah.
And
I think in Scarlet and Violet, the Blueberry Academy DLC, if I remember correctly, had something similar to that,
yeah.
where once you were in that DLC, that region's Elite Four actually had competitive, like all of your battles were double battles, and they had competitive strategies with like Tailwind setups and Rain teams and
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
things like that. And for your final Elite Four battle against Drayton, you actually had to specifically go get Pokemon. You could only play against him with Pokemon that you had caught in the area, so you couldn't come in with like your main game team. So that was interesting.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I totally agree. I think that we should get a nice hardcore PVE option, even just a difficulty slider in a main game.
Yeah,
Truly, I think
sure.
would be cool.
No
But
EXP share or whatever.
yeah, just give us more agency over the difficulty of our experience. Um, yeah, that's all I really got for that. Not thrilled about the seasonal model for ZA, but uh, if you're interested in playing the new season, you've got from April 22nd to May 13th. So that is all for
Good
that.
luck. Have fun.
Yeah, good luck. Get to that A rank and show us what you've got.
Get those nuggets.
That's right. The next thing I wanted to talk about here is some new Pokemon Center merch. So the Pokemon, I'm gonna screen share it. This is my first time doing this because normally I've got Johnny doing it. Uh, but here we
And
go.
I'm technologically inept.
It's not so much that, it's just this is me getting some experience doing it. Now, what they had put out, right, on the website specifically was some stuff about gardening. So let me go up to the home section. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing exactly. But a
If you're
lot of
listening at home, there's a video attached.
yeah, if you're interested, please check out the screen share. There's some cool stuff going on here. I think this is the collection they were talking about, where there was some gardening
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gloves.
That's it.
There's also a Bulbasaur Pokemon gardening sculpted planter, where you've got a cute little Bulbasaur here holding a pot. You've got this gardening outdoor mat with a Squirtle on it. Looks very cute. Um, let's see, some planter pots. These are actually really, really sweet. They got a little draining tray too.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then a Charmander gardening sculpted planter. Lots of cool little gardening stuff. Did they have a Squirtle? I didn't see
Yeah,
a
they did.
Squirtle. Oh, okay,
I
okay.
believe so. I'm looking at promo pictures here. Oh no, it's just Charmander and Bulbasaur.
Wow. How
The Squirtle
disrespectful.
is on the mat, and there's like one of the little square pots has a Squirtle on it with the Diglett.
Okay,
Um,
Squirtle's banished to the mat, I
yep,
guess.
it makes too much sense.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff on the Pokemon Center's website. There's some really cute Mousehold stuff on there right now, and some little wall light boxes. One thing that I'm particularly excited about, but obviously cannot afford right now, is the Pokemon Center did another Bear Walker collab, which is the skate company.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty sick.
you've got the Mewtwo deck and the Mew deck, and they're just so sick to look at.
Yeah,
I'd love to get them, but
they're pretty
definitely not
gnarly.
in the cards right now.
I will say, the price point on those gardening things seemed actually pretty reasonable. I'm sure if you're ordering off the Pokemon Center website, the shipping is going to get you, but not exorbitant, for like
Yeah.
first party merchandise. Um,
Yeah, nice little pair of gloves for $15 is good.
yeah, as someone who comes from a large entertainment company that likes the money, uh,
Who will not
these
be
are
named.
these are I'm pretty happy with these. The gardening planters might be a bit much, but the sculptured planters, I'm not mad at $25 for something like
Yeah, I'm
that.
not.
For like
I can get with that. I can definitely get with that. I think the mat's really great too. $30 is a little steep, but it's a
yeah,
nice
for
mat.
walking on Squirtle's face every time I come home.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, more power to you. But
He was asking
me
for it.
personally, yeah, I guess so. I guess he is. There's some other stuff down here as well, some bookends. I actually really am fond of the home section of the Pokemon Center website, but I don't know. I would like to have more incorporated into my daily life. There's also a bunch of other random new stuff. There's some keychains. There's a lot of plushies that look like bootlegs, like this Machamp.
Yeah,
Um, he's got an action feature though. I checked this out in the pre-show. You can, okay, well, access is apparently temporarily restricted.
yeah, you're not allowed to look at Machamp flexing his
Wow,
muscles
it's not safe
live.
for work. All right,
Dead.
well, I guess we're done sharing the screen because Pokemon
No
Center doesn't
more
this. Maybe they're adding something right now. This is a
taken
first
down.
exclusive look. No,
Um,
I'm getting banned entirely from the Pokemon Center website. But yeah,
that
you could
Machamp
squeeze his size
plush,
and he would
yeah,
flex.
squeeze his thighs and he flexes pretty cool. It definitely looks kind of bootleg. But it's like stylized, whatever. We were
Yeah, sure.
looking at some of the apparel stuff. The apparel stuff was pretty cool, right? The I think it was Puma
Yeah, they
was
had some great
doing like a
Puma
sneaker
sneaks.
flags. Yeah, those are like Pikachu yellow. Pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
There was an Espeon pair as well, and those are sweet looking. I would rock the Espeon Pumas. There's supposed to be an Adidas collab coming out soon too, but I don't remember when.
Mm.
So I don't know. There'll be more apparel coming out. I'm always excited to see more collaborations coming from the Pokemon Center. More apparel, more things to wear. Just because like I already have so few clothes, so having something that I can rep that's like a little subtle but still like looks good and
Yeah, like trendy, like Pokemon is always
yeah.
trendy, and when merchant, there's a reason why you can get a degree in it, but like merchandising, marketing, business, things like that, like when it works, when it's good, it it makes you look at it and you're like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then you look at your wallet and you're like, where did all these moths come from?
Yeah.
Um, I really enjoy the Uniqlo collabs because they're very like
Oh
spur of the
yeah.
moment. I have a couple Uniqlo Pokemon shirts. There's like a Magikarp, and then there was one. I have an Omanite shirt, which was a print of a card, an Omanite card,
Yeah.
that I
They still
really
got
love because I'm a big fan of fossil Pokemon. But um, there was like a slowpoke, like a pink slowpoke shirt, and Mew and all kinds of stuff. Like they just
yeah, there's
when
the old
when designers and
Ken
stuff are
Sugimori
smart.
art
Yeah,
on the Uniqlo stuff.
yeah.
Hmm.
So when designers are like smart about the ways that they incorporate different designs, I think it really helps it makes me feel better about owning this stuff, like shelling out the expensive money for it because I know
Yeah.
that it's I'm gonna wear it. It's gonna presumably it's gonna last.
It'll get its
Um,
worth.
all the little sweatshop children are, they're making their pennies.
Hey, well,
Um,
more power to him. God bless him. I mean,
America.
Yeah, there's something to be said for like the how should I phrase this? What's the correct way to phrase this? Like the way that they, as producers of this merchandise, are able to bump the quality up just enough where your cost resistance, where it's like very cost resistant, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like it's a little expensive, but like I know it's high quality. I know it's Pokemon, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna love it. Why shouldn't I? You know, it's an
Yeah.
interesting kind of study. So
It's a black magic is what it is. It's dark science, and we're all
true.
susceptible to it. And I've had conversations where it's like, oh yeah, I want to get the marketing is working on you. The marketing is working on you. Somebody's getting paid a lot of money to make sure that the chemicals in your brain are firing to give them money for these shoes that cost 25 cents to make.
Yeah, man.
But I'm capitalism has ruined us all.
Yeah. Well,
But it's cool nonetheless.
yeah, it is cool nonetheless, and I think that's okay. Let's see. Oh wow. Okay, we're moving along at a pretty decent clip here.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
talk about
schmoovin'.
since I guess we're just banished from the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, no
Let's
more.
move on to
Sorry.
this TCG player article from Corbin Hostler, our resident least favorite guy, who just doesn't even make these articles. But we're talking about a couple things. These are some price spikes and dips in Pokemon cards this week. As always, this is not economic like financial advice. This is just an observation.
Stop buying Pokemon cards.
Yeah, stop buying them. Stop buying them. No more cards. We're canceling the TCG. Actually, it's
We're
over.
done.
It's
We're
been a good
sick
run.
of you, old man.
But yeah, so the first thing on here is actually not even a card. It's just an Ascended Heroes Elite Trainer box.
An ETB.
It's $150.
It sure is. Wow. And what comes in an ETB, Glenn?
Like 9 packs, as well as some damage counters, some sleeves, and some separators, and the box itself. I've got a box full of ETB boxes back over here.
A box
somewhere.
of ETB boxes.
Yeah, I mean, the boxes are useless after you've got them. What I do, I use them to hold like Johnny and I play like the old World Championship decks, so we'll store them in an ETB because it fits 4 really nicely.
Okay.
But like that's our only use for them. So
interesting.
There's that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot. It is an absurd amount of money. These MSRP. I was thinking about the ESRB.
Yeah. ESRB is something else.
These are supposed to be like $50. They used to be cheaper than that, actually. But
how times have changed.
Yeah. Shout out current global economic realities eroding the value of your
how's gasoline in your area?
We're creeping up on $4 a gallon.
Ooh, I've been done crept.
Oh,
I paid like $4.50 the other day for a gallon of gas.
Oh, it's times like these I'm grateful to drive a Prius.
God bless you. drive me a pick 'em up truck.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
It'll be great. Dream. I do want a truck. I want one of those little cute little Japanese trucks.
Okay, yeah, cake truck. Okay, yeah. I got it. I'd be K truck boys. I'll move to Charlotte. We can go get K trucks.
We can get matching like bumper stickers. Have little tramp stamps on our trucks. It'll be great. But yeah, so Ascended Heroes is expensive. Please, bro, don't buy this. We need to make the collectors suffer.
Only buy this if you know that the Gengar is in this, and then still don't buy it.
Well, and what's noteworthy about this is that almost all the other cards on this list are from Ascended Heroes. So the next couple of them are, at least. So Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX, the Ascended Heroes SIR, one featuring is almost like I don't know how to describe this paint style, but it's very pretty.
This is like it's very like, I don't want to say impressionistic, but it is very like oil painted.
Yeah, I do
like this card.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I went to art school, so I'm fancy pantsy when it comes to things like this. But the composition of this card is really interesting, and I really like the color palette.
Yeah, No, I do too. That purple and red is very striking, and I like it a lot. Oh, check this out. I forgot I can screen share, and they won't kick me out.
Oh, dude.
Watch this.
The dream is alive.
Boom. All right. Oh, wait, no, I haven't hit share yet. Now it's live.
Hey.
Yeah, Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX. This is the card. I could probably... Nah, never mind. That's a lot. But yeah, this is just the Ascended Heroes printing of this card. It jumped really from... It's not. I wouldn't call this a spike. It went from like 436 to 454 in like a matter of 3 days. That's like a spike, but not really comparative to the overall cost of the card. And
yeah,
it's been
in about a month, it's gone up about $100 or so.
Yeah, if you go all the way back from March 27th to March 29th, it totally is a spike. But what's curious to me a bit, like these articles are always like a weekly breakdown, and over the course of a week, it hasn't done a whole lot of movement.
Sure.
I guess maybe it has 382 to 444. Never mind, I'm tripping. That's like $60. So yeah.
Yeah, what's $60 among friends?
$60 is almost half of the Elite Trainer box. So.
Oh, dude, you're right.
So I mean, yeah, if you want,
don't buy this card. That's my financial advice.
Yeah, don't buy this card. Just don't buy any cards. Then up next is the Ascendant Heroes. God almighty. I have a segment queued up to ready to make a short out of this card. Because last week we were talking about how it's $800 and now it's $1,000.
Yep.
Oh my god. Sorry, I get really jaded when we start talking about this segment. Because it's of course Mega Evolution Ascendant Heroes SIR Pikachu EX. It is currently sitting at 1128.29.
Yep.
It has gone
That's
up
a fat chunk of change.
Much. It's $300 in a week, bro.
That is, how many ETBs is that? That is like 6 ETBs?
That's crazy. That's crazy. MSRP ETBs, it's like
more than that.
20 of them.
Yeah, it's like 22 plus tax.
Yeah. So there's that, I guess.
What do you,
if you
what
really
do you think
want
about this card?
So the card itself is pretty. The card is pretty to look at. I like these little leaves in the foreground. I think Pikachu's cute because of course he is.
Number 25, as you were saying.
Yes. He should be number one at this point. Yep. But
number
I don't
know,
man.
Hearts.
I'm over Pikachu cards, and you'll notice there's another one. There's another one. We'll get to it in a second. But like, I'm Pikachu'd out. He gets a card every set. I'm tired of like printing Pikachus. Like the luster has worn off for me. I'm never getting this card. I can't get product. So I'm not going to be able to like pull this. So, and I'm certainly not going to shell out $1,000 for it. So I just get to look at it from afar.
Yep.
And
get to look at a JPEG. It's just as good. It's just as good.
Just as good. Which, I mean, for this card, it certainly is, because this card's never seeing play. But, like, I don't know, man. Whatever. Who cares?
Get a couple of them, pay for a house.
Yeah, truly. 5 of this card could pay for the Prius I drive.
That's disgusting.
5 copies of this could buy my car.
Never say those words in that order to me ever again.
Oh, look!
Oh, it's a Pikachu.
It's another Pikachu card.
Look at him. He's so fat and chubby.
He is chubby, and I think this is actually a really cute art. I love the like shiny gem motif on him. It's a very pink card.
It is a very pink card. I just noticed that too. The background is very pink.
Very
is this card still
pink.
good anymore? This is the Resolute Heart Pikachu.
Yes, it's very good. There's a new version of what's called Joltik Box, where you use the little baby Joltik to power up all your guys. This guy's great as a little delete button, especially with the new Light Orb tool that you can use to bump his damage up. So this card's fine. Competitively, it's used in a lot of like the slot box decks.
Yeah, it's like a 1-of, right? You just run one of them.
Yeah. So if you want to spend $461 on a 1-of card, whatever, man.
Godspeed.
Yeah, go for it. It's up from like 380 to 440, so another $60 jump, much like this Team Rocket card. But yeah, I mean,
I
there's
wonder
also a
what the
lot of fringes that you
causality
can
of
get
this
cheap.
is, right? Because all of these cards being from Ascended Heroes, on top of Ascended Heroes being, um, like product being impossible to find.
Yeah.
Because all of these cards are going up basically around the same time, right? The trend curve is around the 18th of March,
Yeah.
18th to 27th, that week.
Yeah.
And then the trend line starts going up. So maybe new product got shipped in, and so there's the supply and demand kind of, when the scalpers came in and grabbed everything, the supply went way down again. So then the
Yeah.
demand has gone up. Who
It
knows?
could
But
be partially due
economics.
to like rotation and just more people getting products and being able to like populate the
Oh
PSA
yeah, okay, yeah.
archives and things
Hmm.
like that, because I know that has something to do with the value of cards, where people are
Yeah, that
able
makes
to like
sense.
increase the population of certain rankings and make things more or less valuable that way.
Mm.
But I don't know. It's a whole world of things that I don't really know anything about or really care for.
Yeah, they're
Just
kind of, it's stupid. It's dumb.
it's gross.
Go buy gold. Go buy gold. Like,
Go buy
like,
gold. I
this is, you can't pay your college tuition with a Mewtwo V Star.
I mean,
Although maybe you should
almost.
be able to.
Yeah. And I'm fine with like free market. Like, sure, like stuff is valuable. But when it gets to the point where it's like you've got people at Costco ripping cards out of children's hands, like that's
Yeah,
when
it's
it's a
yeah, it's
problem.
when
So,
societally it becomes like, okay, now I'm paying $10 for a pack that cost the store $5 to buy, and
yep.
like it never used to be like that. It's just it feels greedy, and that's what feels bad about it.
Yeah. Well, because it is greedy. So,
It is greedy.
anyway, moving swiftly on, Mewtwo V Star. This is actually some older stuff. Some of my favorite set.
Yeah,
One of my favorite sets. The Crown
this card
Zenith.
is sick.
Yeah, dude. This is like this is premium Gen 1 slop.
Yeah,
I've been a big like hater on Gen 1, but this is a banger card. It's a 2-card set, really.
it
There's
is.
the Mewtwo
But I
V
think the
Star.
Charizard is not as good as the Mewtwo.
I agree. It's the Charizard V Star and the Mewtwo V Star from um Crown Zenith. The Mewtwo is a Galarian Gallery, and the Charizard is actually a promo, which is why it's so much cheaper, because it was guaranteed in the box set.
Oh,
Um,
Charizard's
it's
still a cool card, but the Mewtwo
yeah,
is like so clean.
it's
Oh,
got so much
it's
action. It's
sexy.
literally like,
Yeah.
yeah,
The
it's got like
movement of the card, the art is,
yeah. You can feel like the power building up in that aura sphere.
it feels like Super Smash Brothers. Like, you're like looking at a Super Smash Brothers
Yeah,
image, like, or
yeah,
like it's a Pokemon, but it feels like it looks like the way that you would want a Pokemon battle to feel like.
yeah. It absolutely does. So this is a great card. The Mewtwo V Star is sitting comfortably at 289, or sorry, the market price says 296.51, up from about 272 this time last week. So I mean, it's trending up. Around this time last year, like its major jump was at the end of March, but I mean, its really big jump was like way back here last year in August. So that was when people started buying up a lot of Sword and Shield sets.
Yeah,
But I
I
mean,
see it.
it's climbing up. It's an expensive card. It's a beautiful card.
It's awesome. I mean, honestly, like a card like this, I'm not mad at it being like $300 because this is a sick card.
Yeah, I can get with this. I'd rather it be closer to like the Charizard price, which is like 80. I
Sure,
think
yeah,
everything should be like at max like
it's
$80.
for a piece of
But
cardboard, yeah, but I understand why it's so expensive.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
knowing the realities at play here, I understand that it's a $300 card, and I think that one's like, if any card is warranted to be 300, I think that's probably one of them.
it's a pretty good
Uh,
one.
this Charizard V Star is at 77.90. Yeah, it hasn't really gone up, but it's in the same set if you want to get this Mewtwo. They're mirror images of the same scene, so I recommend them. They're just to have in your collection, really.
The Charizard is more of a line art though than the Mewtwo one, and I think because of that, it's. I mean, this is me being an art guide now.
Sure.
because of that, it flattens the image a little bit, which is why I like the Mewtwo more. The Mewtwo has more of like a softer depth to it, and like the effects of the fire, and it might be a stylized difference.
Yeah,
but yeah, cool art, man. Especially
I think if
like,
we pulled the
kudos to the artist.
proverbial camera like to the top left a little bit, it would be a better scene. But that's just me. All right, moving on. Another. Oh, this is actually Silver Tempest, not Crown Zenith. This is Rayquaza VMAX.
Yeah, this is an expensive set, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
These packs are
150.
expensive.
Yes. Silver Tempest is a pretty expensive set. A lot of Sword and Shield stuff is really expensive right now because. Curious.
We hearken for the olden days.
That's curious. When I look at the 1 year graph, it flattens for a long time.
Yeah, it does.
I think that's a glitch on the website.
It definitely is.
All right.
The 6 month is better for that.
Yeah, I see. If we're going off of like a proper spike, this really happened at April 10th to 11th, where it went from about 113 to 135, but now it's around 150. This is a cool card. It's got Zinnia on it. If you like Zinnia, I think Zinnia's of age, so that should be okay for you guys.
I don't think she is, but
is she
yeah,
not?
sure. I think she's like
if I
16.
open a new tab,
Japanese of age. Who knows?
How old
Who knows?
is Zinnia Pokemon?
Safe search on.
Yeah. Real talk. And I can do it without it showing. Let's see. Age unconfirmed. All right. Never mind then.
If you don't ask, you don't tell, and everything's on the up and up.
I don't know about that. I think that it's very important that
that's not how that works.
Ask and you make sure you get the right answer.
Wait a second. Everything I learned about social norms and whatnot has been a lie.
Yeah, believe it or not, asking a woman her age is actually really important. Really important to do that. So,
what if they ask you how old they look? What happens then?
You just walk away, man.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm not playing this game with you, Bob Barker. Like, I'm not trying to go on a date with Tom Bergeron,
The next contestant on Is It Rape?
Oh. The age is right.
Statutory.
Oh. Okay. Fred Durst.
Moving on.
Moving swiftly on. Hey, it's the third Pikachu of the set.
Oh my god, I forgot there was another one.
God, there's always another freaking Pikachu.
Look at that fat guy.
I love this card. It's so fat. It's kind of awesome. The major spike in this card's price was really closer to like the end of March, beginning of April, of course, like most of these other cards. This is the Vivid Voltage Secret Rare Pikachu VMAX. It jumped up to 183 and it's sitting comfortably at 186 right now. It's a cool card. It's really, really, he's just big. He's big and he's rainbow. And I'm actually curious. I'm going to pull it up on PokemonCards.com in another tab. But Pikachu VMAX, I wonder what the other card arts are for this card, because yeah, there's a handful of them. There's a Celebrations one. There's a promo. Oh, it's a different one. There's a Lost Origin art. Oh, excuse me, I'm yawning.
Goodness gracious, bro.
There's 2 Lost Origin arts. And I'm curious what those prices are as well. Because Rainbow Rares are historically like the least valuable versions.
Yeah, they're like kind of ugly.
Yeah. There's certain ones that I think are cool, like Alolan Vulpix V-Star, the rainbow one, I think is gorgeous. But this Pikachu is like,
he's like
somehow the most expensive printing of this card.
It might just be a rarity thing.
Probably so.
Because the rainbows are, I believe, statistically the lowest drop rate for them.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, there was a Lost Origin trainer gallery of this card, which was arguably more rare. And I think I pulled it and sold it when it was like $50. What a fool I was.
Hindsight 2020.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a Pikachu. Now for a woman who is of age, we've got Perrin.
God bless us.
Finally, rare Pokemon W. Twilight Masquerade's SIR Perrin card is sitting comfortably at 172.90, up from about 137, 145, that kind of range. It's been steadily going up. I certainly would not call this a spike.
This is a slow trend curve up. This is a great card. The art, yeah, I guess just the art is what makes it expensive, but it's a great kind of composition, and it's a pairing, right, with the
it connects to the Hisui and Growlithe down here, also from Twilight Masquerade.
Notedly much cheaper.
There is not a woman on it.
I guess cringy Pokemon L than Pokemon Fan L. But
although to be fair, this art does go bananas.
Yeah, like,
and
is this a playable card? Let me read it.
I don't think it's very playable. I've never seen it played.
Yeah, people just like pretty girl on card. Yeah, it's a cool card.
Also, Perrin is the
ancestor, right, of somebody?
She is related to somebody.
Adamant?
Yes, it's Adaman. Yeah.
Adaman?
That's who it is. She's like female Adaman. And Adaman is a very handsome dude from Legends Arceus.
Gender bend.
So, yeah. So, shout out gender bending.
Yeah, there's an egg inside of us all.
All? Who's us?
We.
Okay.
Me, myself, and I.
All right. Well, I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Greninja EX.
Another great card.
Johnny actually held this card in my hand. I pulled it from the pack myself.
Outstanding. Is it the one that Johnny sold?
It is the one that Johnny sold because he bought 2 more booster boxes and got diddly and squat out of them.
Oh, man. So,
boy, is he salty about that still.
Oh, yeah, I bet he is. I mean, it's a $360 card now.
This card is sick.
It's gorgeous. It's so sick.
This card is sick.
It's so sick looking. I should have probably.
This card is playable too. Like, I lost to this card at the regionals. This card is
I should have been
insane, actually.
Time. I feel like a buffoon. Yeah. Shinobi Blade Greninja EX is awesome. It's a Terra, it's fighting type. It's gonna be really cool with the Mega Greninja when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
So I adore this card. It's very nice looking.
If you got 4 copies of this in your deck, you're a
baller.
Disposable income.
You're also a fool because you should not be playing 4 copies of this.
No.
It's swag. It's spiked up probably early April, looks like, from 322 to about 360, sitting at 361.38. Very cool. According to the article, it's been like 2 years since Twilight Masquerade came out, which means it's almost about
spike, though.
We've got 1 more year until it exits print cycling.
Really?
Yep. Sets print for like 3 years at a time.
So there's a finite number of Greninja EXs in the world.
Yes. I think it's 3 years at a time. I'll have to look into it more. I know there's an amount of time that stuff circulates. Maybe it's not 3 years because Shrouded Fable came out after this and it's already exited. What am I thinking of? Oh, that's the standard rotation. It's not 3 years. It's like a couple months or something. So this is long outprinted. So go get them.
I was talking to Johnny the other day about I have like a couple boxes of the Tricker trades that I bought that are still sealed.
Yes.
With all the little 3 card packs inside them. The Monkey Dory. I ran a Monkey Dory with that stamp on it on my deck.
Yeah.
At regionals.
They're not particularly valuable cards. Like you could probably sell both of those boxes for like $3 and a high five.
Yeah.
But they are cool Monkey Dories.
They are cool Monkey Dories.
They also bend worse than any other card.
It's really weird that that's true because I have also noticed that they just fold in on themselves.
They get pringled, man. It's bad.
Yeah. Kind of weird. I wonder if it was like a product of the packaging process where there's just like too humid on them on the inside because there's not enough cardboard to absorb whatever residual moisture there is from the ink,
Yeah.
or what.
Well,
But
and I think that because they add the extra foiling for the stamps too.
oh yeah, okay, yeah,
So
that makes sense.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Let's see. Up next, this is actually a banger card as well. This is the Sylviani X from Prismatic Evolutions.
Yeah,
This is at
the worst
3.
part of this card is how much text is on it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a complex card. You don't get to see anything. I wish. Oh, what I think the coolest, like, unexplored thing for Pokemon to do is to just make sets of collectible cards that are sturdy, textless cards that are all just the arts, man. Like,
Absolutely. I totally get behind that just as like art pieces because there's so much good art in Pokemon through the ages, like like the clay figure
yes.
cards that are really popular.
That's not Yukamori, is it?
I think it is Yugamori. But like the old Sugimoto
Ken Sugimori.
Sugimori.
And yes, it is
His
Yukamori as well.
original arts. There's like the shirt that Giratina SIR that's like this weird
Yes, Shinji Kanda.
trippy. Yes, those cards are amazing. There's actually more art stuff. It pops up on my YouTube sometimes, my YouTube shorts sometimes. Basically doing like shadow box cards. There's people that take sometimes really expensive cards. They like have the client buy the cards for them, and then but they
Yeah.
basically take it and like layer them on top of each other to stack them tall, and they cut out certain pieces of the card to make it like a shadow box and give it depth. And I
Yeah.
really, really like that
I
idea,
used to
like
do
concept for
that.
cards.
I actually used to do that a
Really?
lot. I haven't done it in a long time, but I still have all my equipment from doing it. I really want to get back into it. I just haven't made a bunch of time. I
Yeah,
was gonna start
it's
selling
very
them
time
at
consuming.
yeah, I was gonna sell them at our LGS because they do like
Yeah.
consignment stuff there. But
Yeah, just like if you have 25 copies of a crappy Pikachu or something that you don't care about, you just
yeah,
cut them out and stick them together and you have this really cool, like interesting piece
yeah,
uh that's like fun to look at and was like pretty cheap and inexpensive to make.
yeah. That's why I kept so many of my old code cards before I ended up throwing them away. Is I would use the codes for them, and then I would cut them into like shims. They would just be
Oh
something
yeah,
to
yeah,
add
yeah.
like extra depth to the
Hmm.
shadow boxes.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, all that to say, this Sylviane X is gorgeous. It's 397.44 right now, up from at the bottom of the spike it was about 300, so it's gone up about $100. Gorgeous card, fan favorite Pokemon. What more can you say?
Yeah,
It's really really excellent.
great card.
And that's yeah, that's everything on this. Anything else that you have to say about this?
Don't buy these cards.
Yeah, don't buy these cards. Leave more for me and everyone else, and just stop contributing to this problem.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all for that. Let's see here. What else is on left on the document? Not a whole lot, and we're almost done. Abyss Eye has been revealed for May. We'll
Yep.
talk about this kind of briefly. This comes to us from Pokebeach. This is a set featuring Mega Darkrai EX, a card that Johnny and I speculated about last week on the main episode.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
We
And
were
you
wrong.
said it would have yeah,
We
you
were
were.
very wrong.
You weren't that far off, but you were wrong. Absolutely.
Yeah.
This Mega Darkrai EX, it's dark type, darkness type, HP 280 basic, for 2 dark energy, night raid, 110 damage plus. If any of your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on them, this attack does 110 more damage.
Yeah.
And
Which
then
is
for
pretty easy to do. There's a
yeah,
Toxapex, not Toxapex,
Zarude.
Toxtricity in the format that you can use to accelerate darkness energy into play and puts damage counters on your
Yes,
bench Pokemon.
I believe that Toxicity was in the pre-release, Mega Evolution pre-release as
It
one of the
was.
decks. But there's a Zarude in this set that also does that, which it probably is not playable outside of that. But And then, so Darkrai has another attack for 3 Dark Energy. It's called Abyss Eye. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by any special condition, it is now knocked out. So
Yeah.
for 3 Dark Energy, just take out the enemy Pokemon.
Yeah, and you're probably wondering, oh, how do I get the special conditions on my opponent's guy? They're also printing an item card called Dark Bell, where both Pokemon who are not Darkness type are now confused, and you can just
I
play that
think
on an item.
I think that this is busted.
Yeah,
I
it.
think that this is not fair.
I'm of two minds about it. I'm glad that it says confused because Jake, you wouldn't know this, but there was a card back in the day called Team Yellhorn, or called Yellhorn, where it just confused both active Pokemon. And so what I'm curious about, and this is just me being control head, I'm curious to see how this will be used in like a control style deck, the Dark Bell to confuse both Pokemon. But obviously the clear apparent way to use this is to put it in a Mega Darkrai deck. This and something like Lycia's Appeal, which lets you gust up an opponent's basic Pokemon and confuse it once it's in the active spot. I mean, these are great effects just to instantly knock somebody out. Um,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
think this. I mean, when is Badu rotating?
Badu rotates in a long time.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's I think it's next set.
Badu probably the biggest detriment to like a Darkrai deck with that's trying to do something like this. I also think that the Darkrai Mirror probably just is such a slog to play against because specifically on the Dark Bell it says accept any dark type Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, that's where I
So
think something like Lycia's Appeal makes you do pretty well.
yeah, I guess it just depends on what you're pairing this with, right? If you're
Yeah.
playing Monkey Dories, if you're doing whatever else you do in a Mega Darkrai deck, like who
Yeah.
knows what color, like if this is just a one of like tech Pokemon for something like a, I don't know if Kang is rotating, but like a
No, Kang
Mega
is in for
deck.
a while. You could
Um,
probably use this in something like a Zoroark deck as a delete button.
yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you can just play the Bell in Zoroark anyways because Zoroark is dark anyways.
Dark, yeah.
So I mean, you just kind of get whatever you need from it.
Yeah, so maybe the early prediction, whatever, but maybe Darkrai actually not that strong. Maybe it's the Dark Bell that is the real
Yeah,
hero of the next
I think that's probably just
this
true.
small set, yeah.
This
Because
GU is also really interesting. It's got, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, you're good.
But it's got this Spiraling Envy attack where it does 20 damage, but if it has 2 or more damage counters on it, it does 90 more damage. So just being able to do 110 for 1 energy is pretty good. So I don't know.
Yeah, really strong. This Zarude, I had mentioned it earlier. For 1 dark, deals 30 damage. It also deals 30 damage to one of your bench Pokemon. So there's like they're trying to showcase kind of ways that you can set up kind of combinations. The Malamar for 1 dark energy, Brain Crush, 130 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon isn't confused, the tech does nothing, right? So
Yeah.
another Dark Bell target. Um the Inkay, kind of fun. Dark energy, search your deck for an item, put in your hand.
Yeah.
Uh you know, the
You just go get your
it,
bell and then evolve next turn and then attack your
yeah,
Pokemon, your
yeah,
opponent's
lots
Pokemon.
of this shadow energy, prevent all damage done by your opponent's attacks to the dark benched Pokemon that this is attached to.
Yeah, kind of like a
Interesting.
bench barrier.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know if it'll see any play, but um, yeah, I mean it's promising seeing
Yeah.
this stuff. I think this is getting bundled in with Ninja Spinner, is it not, or is it?
I don't think so. I think Chaos Rising is Ninja Spinner on its own.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
I don't know. I'm mostly just excited to see Mega Darkrai have a card. I think Darkrai's a sick Pokemon, and
Hot take. I don't like its Mega. I don't like its Mega.
I think
I like the IF Sauron motif, but
he does look fat and like he has a really terrible wig in this card art. But I think the big eye is cool.
Yeah, interesting concept. I think they just kind of landed flat for me.
I can see that. Definitely can
Um,
see that.
cool card though. I'd be interested to see how it meshes into the meta
Yeah.
because as a one of maybe it would be cool. I think Absol kind of does the same thing though, right? With certain damage counters, and the
Yeah.
Pokemon just falls over.
That was the
And Absol has a
concern.
has a better, I think has a better,
Second attack.
yeah, just like two energy attack, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the big thing is, I mean, Darkrai is known historically to be a very turbo card. Like it's generally used in archetypes called Turbo Dark, where you just use cards like Dark Patch and really fast accelerate, like fast ways to churn through your deck to get like a turn one knockout and just like snowball from there. But you're not really getting that with this guy. Just because the format doesn't permit that kind of gameplay. So I'm not sure. I like the idea of using special conditions with Darkrai and making them matter, because I've also seen this paired with like Volcanion EX, which when it's in the active spot can burn your opponent's active Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And then using Latias EX to transfer it out into
Yeah,
Darkrai.
okay, yeah.
But there's just not. I don't think this card has enough to be anything more than a one of.
3 dark is a lot of dark.
3 dark is a lot of dark. That's 2 toxicities and an attachment for turn.
Right.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So,
investment.
but we'll see if it gets any play. I think this Chi-Yu might see a little bit of play. It'll definitely see play in GLC. 110 for 1 is awesome.
Yeah, the GLC meta for like these cards that are being introduced, even for the Ninja Spinner by itself, like super interesting to see kind of what people, adding on to what is already there, which there's a billion combinations to do what you want.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, super exciting to think about.
Cool, man. Yeah, well that's all I've got for this stuff. Do you have anything else to say before we kind of move on to what we're playing?
No, once again, I just, it's a great time to kind of jump in, just like start absorbing as much information, at least for myself,
Yeah.
as I can, because I do feel the itch to go put some children's cards on the table against another grown man.
Yeah.
Uh,
As is your right.
as my God-given right
That's right.
bestowed
Yeah.
upon me.
True. Yeah, I'm right there with you. This stuff does get me excited, and rotation is always the best time to jump into the game. Um, Everybody's kind of figuring out the meta, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of griping online that this format isn't very fun because it's a bunch of Dragapult, but I don't know.
According to the regionals, it's not. So,
Yeah,
and Zoroark is apparently king because N is king.
that's right. I'm happy. I'm happy about it. I love End
Yeah,
Zoroark. It's a great deck.
I'll be interested to see. We talked earlier about kind of things slowing down. That Darkrai is slow. Maybe it'll be a kind of slower, more. I mean, and Zoroark is already control, so finding where the niche lies. If there's just like everybody's playing a control deck, like who's going to be playing aggro, who's going to be playing, what tempo, whatever it is. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting. All right, let's move on to what we're playing. Let's see. I've got kind of a lot on mine, so I'll talk about like the first
yeah,
couple
go
of
ahead.
things real briefly, and then we'll go from there. I've played a little bit of Paradox Rift format at Trailside this past Sunday, a local store in our area. Played against Johnny a couple of games.
Can you
And
explain to me what the format is? Like what's different about it
yeah,
compared to?
certainly. So Paradox Rift was the format that came out. It was when Paradox Rift came out. So this was everything from E Block, which was, I believe, started with Battle Styles in the Sword and Shield era, and it moved all the way through the rest of Sword and Shield and through all of Scarlet Violet up to Paradox Rift. And this format, at least in our local Discord, is kind of agreed upon as one of the last really great formats. It was very diverse. There was a bunch of different viable decks. Everything felt pretty good to play. There was nothing. It was weird because like everything was broken, but also nothing was broken by that same metric.
Right.
Because every deck was like you were good into most of the room, but you had one or two matchups that you just folded in half to. Um, and every deck felt that way, so it was really really cool. It was just curious. So we played some of that. Johnny's been building a ton of proxy decks. I have two that I just have ready to go because they were my bread and butter back in the day. I was playing Mew VMAX and Rapid Strike
Yeah,
Box.
the one you love.
Oh yeah, I love them both. Now I have to know: have you ever had a chance to play Mew VMAX?
I have played. I think if it's the deck that I'm thinking of, I think I've played it once or twice against Johnny. It
It's
was
with
not.
the
I wasn't very good at it.
okay, but yeah, it's a Hall of Famer for sure. So
Yeah.
it did really well. I mean, we played some fun games. There were some grinders, some really difficult games. But it's a fun casual format we like to play. It's kind of retro. Um,
Is that LGS sanctioned? Like, do they hold like are they giving out packs for it, or just everybody
nah,
shows up and they're like,
we're just showing up and
play?
playing games.
Okay, cool.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I've also been playing on Champions, of course. I'm still rocking my Mega Meganium Rain team. I'm trying to get a water type Paldean Tauros in my lineup so that I can build the Wolf Glick Rain Meganium team that he built with like Aerodactyl and some other guys. So
Yeah, theory crafting Pokemon teams, dude. Like one of my favorite genders, honestly. Like,
yeah,
just
gotta be.
getting in there, looking at some move sets, looking at some stat lines, like just reducing these made up animals into numbers and types is like some of my favorite things to do, man.
Yeah.
Especially like when Sword and Shield and X and Y, Alpha Ruby, Omega Sapphire were coming
Yeah.
out. Other way around, Omega.
Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
That
Oras,
one.
as
Yeah,
it's
that one.
called.
That one. Man, yeah, just like going online, looking. What is this Pokemon? What does this learn?
Yeah.
My favorite Pokemon's Rhyperior, and somewhere
Oh.
along the way, I theory crafted out basically the very most survivable best Rhyperior you could have, and it completely folded against the Azumarill. There was just nothing that you could do against the Azumarill
Azumarill's
Aquajet.
busted.
Just there was no stat line, there was no like amount of EDIVs spread. There was, and I was assault vesting. Like he could survive a Mega Gyarados, but
Huge
the
power Azumarill will just tear you up, dude.
the Blue Rabbit is too strong.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been playing the same team. I'm stuck in like Ultra Ball 4 limbo, so I'm not gaining enough XP to level up and not losing enough EXP to like level down. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as comp goes. What I'm most excited about is a game that came out today, actually, but I've been playing the demo for a couple months. And it is called Saint Slayer Spear of Sacrilege. It is by Lilymo Games. Let me look at the description here. It was out on Next Fest on Steam, but the premise of the game is here, I'll read the description for you. Saint Slayer is an NES style 2D action game featuring loads of stages, enemies, and gore set against the backdrop of late 17th century Europe. Play as the ex-soldier Rudiger and wield the Spear of Sacrilege as you save the Holy Roman Empire from the corrupt Catholic priest Father Pacer. It's really really cool. This is such a love letter to retro games. The sprite work is phenomenal. The music is beautiful. I They don't play by official NES like proper NES rules where they can only have like four notes played at a time in a track.
Yeah.
But it's gorgeous. It's brutal tough too. I just beat the second boss in the game, which is the level that takes place right after the demo ended. But I have been loving this game. It just came out today. I played it a little bit earlier, but like I said, I've been playing the demo. They added a lot of cool stuff after the demo. It is just it's a gorgeous game. It's very if you played a lot of like Castlevania or like DuckTales when you were growing up.
DuckTales and Castlevania in the same sentences.
Yeah,
It's wild. But
this
yes, I understand what you're saying.
this might be up your alley if you kind of get that vibe. It is very, very cool. There's multiple endings. There's all kinds of
Love
cool
me a good
stuff.
retro 2D game, man.
Yeah,
Action
it's
game,
also
like
it's sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
It's very Catholic also. I mean, obviously.
It's very Catholic, yeah. Gotta be
Um
one of my favorite genders, Catholicism.
dude, yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I think it's really interesting to look at.
It's very romantic, right? It's very like
Yeah.
there is something even in something like Halo,
Yeah, Halo's very Catholic
it's very Catholic, right?
with
And
like the flood and the ark
yeah,
and the
but
halo.
where I was thinking with that is just like it's basically like Gregorian chant that is the
Mhm.
Halo theme.
Yes.
Like just it's all over the place, right? The Catholics they're pretty good at spreading.
Yeah.
Period. Period.
That's right. And I've always said that. The
End of
Catholics are great at
statement. They're
spreading.
just very good at spreading. God, spreading. Got to be one of my favorite genders.
Shout out the spreading Catholics.
Spreading Catholic.
And spreading Catholicism, I guess, if that's what you're into.
If that's what you're in, and they are.
They are. Well,
gosh.
But yeah, Saint Slayer Spirit of Sacrilege is really cool. I highly recommend. It's $10 on Steam and on all platforms actually. So
You can't beat it.
It's an outrageously good value
for the price of 1/15 of a Ascending Heroes ETB. You could buy
this
an entire video game.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. Oh, I'm yawning again.
I see that. You need to sleep, brother.
I do need to sleep because I got to wake up crazy early tomorrow.
Well, it's a good thing that we're almost done.
Yeah. Yeah, take it away, man. You've got here on the document, you're playing God of War 2018?
I am playing the God of War 2018. That is the first of the Norse, I guess, duology.
Not Catholic.
Not Catholic. Decidedly not Catholic. Those games are so good. They're so good. I'm a PlayStation head, and I kind of came to God of War a little late. I played 3 as my first God of War, and then went back and played just because, like, I was growing up. I was pretty young to play the first ones when they were coming out. So, God of War, famously, like, pretty gratuitously violent. For those first all of them.
Yes.
But so God of War, like, the voice actor changed between the older ones to these new ones, so they have a different guy, but he sounds pretty similar. But just, what a beautiful game! The story is amazing. There's going back and playing it. What spurred me into it was, once again, my YouTube Shorts algorithm was just like, it was just giving me cutscenes of God of War. I was like, I should go play that game again. So that's what I've been doing. So good though. Like, it's a kind of a collectathon game. It's actiony. It's violent. It changes. It's kind of the formula from the originals, where the originals were kind of more like a beat 'em up. I would call it.
Yeah.
Maybe a hack and slash beat 'em up. Maybe, but these are more kind of. It's an action RPG combat. Lots of skill development. Lots of combos to figure out, and different abilities to use, and just nothing but good things to say about it. I will say, in the inverse, the game is 8 years old now. So kind of a long time. It does show its age a little bit.
Sure.
And some of the story, it's got a kid in it, right? So the acting the acting of the child can come off as a little hokey in the moment, but it's for the sake of the story, right? Suspension of disbelief and all that stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, so good. I'm excited I'm pretty close to the end, I think. I'm gonna go finish the side stuff too.
Yeah.
But I am probably gonna end up playing the second one as well. Just to finish out the story. It's been a while since I played them, and I usually will tend to just like play a cycle of games over and over again.
Yeah.
My
Do you plan on
Spyro the
playing
Dragon.
the original remakes when they come out?
I was thinking about it. I would probably have to do some research to see if what they change. If it's something where like because those early God of War games are kind of rough.
Yeah, they're very scrappy.
Yeah, they are very scrappy. There's something that's a good point. It's very robust. I shouldn't say rough. It's robust, right? It's very like this was made on. We originally made this for the PlayStation 1, and now it's on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So.
And shout out David Jaffe, the maker of those games.
Yeah.
He's got some horrendous takes online.
Yeah.
But he made some treasures. So.
Truly. Never meet your heroes.
I want to see if I should get him on the show.
Yeah.
He's actually a very accessible game creator, so there's a non-zero chance.
Non-zero. That's all you need, brother.
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably will. Finding the time or whatever and the money. But yeah, those games are good.
They're gonna take out the sex quick time events.
I'm out. I'm out. No sex quick time events.
They're gonna replace them with a more historically accurate one, where it's a boy. Boy.
I'm
Not
back
that
in.
Boy.
Just when I thought I'd gotten out, they pull me back in.
They pull me right back in.
Yeah.
Historically accurate.
It's exciting.
Kratos was absolutely really banging man's butt.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, they were. That's all I've been playing.
Shout out the Greeks.
Yep. Mazel tov or whatever it is.
Gesundheit.
That's all I've been playing. I've been reading The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, good.
Watching.
Those are great books.
The new Maul series on. I'm a big Star Wars head. So Maul on the Disney Plus.
How do you spell that?
Maul.
Oh, like
Maul,
Darth Maul.
Shadow Lord. Yes, Darth Maul. My favorite character in Star Wars.
People dunk on the Phantom Menace too much.
I agree, but it's not a good movie, so I can't argue with them.
Two things can be true.
Absolutely. We should start a Star Wars podcast.
Oh, dude. I thought about doing like a mini series of podcasts about like off topics. I'm going to write that down.
Off topics.
No, just like the Star Wars.
That's the name of the podcast, is Off Topics.
Glenn got my attention.
Glenn just side-eyed me for the listener.
It wasn't a side-eye. It was more like a, you might be onto something.
Unless.
It was like a, Like a, That's pretty. Okay.
So, yeah. I don't know.
Star Wars.
I'm off. I've been off. Like I went to Lauderdale this last weekend. Came back.
Very nice.
There's nothing to do, man.
It's okay.
Play Pokemon.
Yeah, you could.
Definitely could.
All right. Well, anything else you want to talk about before we kind of wrap things up?
No, I think that's it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Outstanding. Thank you for being here. That's all we've got for you today on N21FM, a Pokemon podcast. I'm not sure what the bonus will be by the time this goes live. I gotta piece something together. Due to some arrangements that fell through this week. So, just keep your eyes peeled if you're watching on the Patreon or if you're thinking about subscribing. Just know that the bonus might be a little scuffed this week. But we'll see. In the meantime, though, thank you for watching, dear viewers. But we'll get back to you, Jake. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very appreciative. We talked briefly in the pre-show, kind of about the plan going forward, and I do hope to continue having you on. I want to see how people like this dynamic. I want to see how, week over week, how things kind of go. We did really well. It was good chemistry bouncing back and forth. I think it was a lot of fun. You bring a lot of levity to the show that I don't always get to exercise, because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes we just get stuck talking about the stuff that sucks in the game. And
just get bogged down in the hard game, man. The game is too hard. I'm not here for that. I'm here for easy, fun time.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of that to be had. So here's to many easy, fun times with you, Jake, and with you, the audience at home. thank you for watching and for listening. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. You can rate us over on Spotify. We're not on Apple Podcasts yet, but we'll get there. And of course, you can always check out Patreon, patreon.com/Terminal Creative, or link in the description below. $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, all that good stuff.
I just subscribed to Patreon so I could listen to my own voice.
True.
And those episodes are good.
They are good episodes. I like them a lot. A fun secret, I have my own voice coming through my ears at all times in real time.
That's disturbing.
It's a habit I picked up from performing on stages where I'd have my in-ears so that I could monitor my own voice and my own levels.
I see.
It just kind of stuck with me. But
no, I can't stand my own voice.
I have to like it a little bit. It's kind of like it's built into like being a podcaster.
I guess like, this is why I kind of like to hear myself talk. Your job and not mine.
Job is a pretty strong word.
Oh.
But yeah, it's fun. Thank you so much. Thank you, listeners. Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, all the things. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, farewell.